Okay, so we're going to show you guys some muscle activation or fascial activation. This was taught to me by a very amazing guy called Douglas Heel in Cape Town, and he really gave us the most amazing model on how to activate your fascia instantly to make you stronger. So I'm just going to show you a test on Alison quickly. So Ali, just lift your leg up for me and turn it out. And I want you to resist me pushing it down, okay? 1, 2, 3, resist. Fight me. Nope. Okay. And this one as well. 1, 2, 3, resist. Much stronger, she can hold me. Okay. So the psoas on this side has contracted a lot tighter than on that side, which means she's had some stress in her life. It means her fascia has stiffened. It means a whole lot of things, but what we want to know right now is how to release it. So your magic point is actually on the psoas. We're working on the deep core line fascia here, and we're going to push onto her psoas muscle in order to release it. Okay, so I'm going to slowly put my finger in, and this is what you guys are going to do at home. I'm going to slowly, very gently push down. Yes, there are organs beneath my finger. There's the small intestine. So go gently, don't be rough. And if you're doing this on somebody else, never ever ever push hard. Never ever push deep. You've got to be very, very gentle. How does it feel?
It was fun.
Not painful?
Just pressure.
Okay. And when you're doing this on somebody else, don't worry about the tests at this point, because that gets more complicated and you would need to come on a workshop for us to teach you exactly how to hold your hand position and so on. What is important for you at home to do is to just push these activation points. Okay, now let's retest if Ali's psoas is stronger now. It's like this. It's basically, you can train your core. You can train your core, your psoas muscle, until you're blue in the face. However, what you guys have got to realize is that if it's stuck, it becomes like a bicep. You can't train a bicep that is too tight. It can't work. So what we're doing is we're pushing onto the belly of the muscle like this, and then suddenly it can activate again, and then you can train it. So that's the sort of idea behind it. Okay, now when the psoas muscle hasn't been firing, especially on one side, what happens is this deep adductor chain stops firing. Okay, what happens after that as the next compensation is that the ITB, for example, on this side would be overloaded. Then there's a whole lot of ITB issues that would follow. But it's actually because the psoas has been stuck, not firing, and the inner adductors haven't been firing. Okay, and you can see how that leads to all sorts of knee problems as well, and everything further down. Okay, the other problem where the person will get stuck is in the rib cage and the lower back on that same side. So it is of huge value to activate the psoas, and then we want to activate the inner chain so that everything has balance. The body's always trying to find balance. So not just the outer side must be firing, but the inner and outer side. Now there's a simple test for this. Again, you don't have to worry about the test at home. We're just going to do it to show you. Okay. So Ali, I want you to keep your legs firmly shut. I'm going to try and pull this weaker one out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, resist. She can't hold me and she's strong. Okay, let's try this side. Squeeze together. 1, 2, 3, resist. She can hold me. Alright. So this is a typical athlete's issue. See it all the time, every day. So this is the iliac crest where Ali is going to activate. First she's going to work on the actual bone, because fascia loves to get stuck on bone. Okay, when she's finished there, she's going to slide with her thumb into her hip bone, like that. That's it. And she's going to stay there and work a little bit up and down to release the stuck fascia deep within her iliacus muscle. And you're going to work deeper And if you find a particularly sticky place or a very tight tendon that feels like a cable, that's fine. Just keep working on it. It will release if you do this every single day before you run in the beginning, because it's a habit you have to break. So in the beginning, you're going to have to do this every time you train. And if you have back pain, you're going to have to do it every evening before you go to sleep when you're relaxed. Okay? For me to do it on her, I'm just going a little deeper here. And you can go right up to the place where it feels like guitar strings. So here's the bone. Beneath the bone feels like guitar strings. Okay? These are your hip flexors. So you're even going to work right down into here. I know people are very worried about going into their body, okay, because we do have lymphatic we have lymphatics here, we have ovaries, we have a whole lot of organs and places we don't want to touch. But you will be safe if you stick to the bone. You can't do it wrong, okay? Remember, you're sliding down against the bone and you're rubbing against the bone. That way you won't mess it up. Okay. Just pause. Okay, so what have you just done? What you've done is you've activated the psoas muscle, okay, by pushing on that little cross area, okay. You've activated the psoas muscle, so that started to fire again. You see, it comes off the lumbar vertebra, deep inside you, and that's why the lower back pain is so linked to psoas muscle. Then what we've just done now with Ali's thumb, where she's done her self-release, she's worked on the bone. Can you see that? In her hip cup. And then we were playing with the guitar strings. Alright. So this is how it looks. Your psoas and your iliacus. And you see how it then links into ITB and deep into your adductor muscles on both sides. Okay, so now we're going to retest and see if she's any stronger. Alright, so I'm going to pull your leg towards me, squeeze them tightly together. 1, 2, 3, resist. And I cannot move her. She's like a rock. And it feels easy for you?
Yeah, much easier.
Nice. Okay. Now, the next thing that's very important in this whole connection is very often if the psoas hasn't been firing, the iliacus and the adductor muscles haven't been firing, what happens is the glute on the same side shuts down and doesn't fire. Okay. So let's test that and see if we can see if Ali's glute on her right side is not firing. So let's turn you onto your tummy. Okay, Ali, please lift your leg up for me. And I want you to aim your heel towards your butt. It's very important at this stage that she doesn't twist to compensate, because that's her spiral line compensating, okay? Also, I want to aim her heel towards her bum, because that way I take the hamstring out of it. Often our hamstring is compensating if the glute is not firing, as well as the lower back. Okay, so heel to butt, more, thank you. And keep it up for me and resist me pushing down. 1, 2, 3, resist. Nothing. Okay, let's test her other glutes and see if that's firing. Alright, lift it up, heel to butt, and 1, 2, a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, resist. She can hold me. Okay, let's turn you onto your back. Okay, so strangely enough, your glute activation points are in your neck. Okay, so to self-activate your glutes, Ali is going to stick her index finger into this area right behind her ear and open her jaw. You'll find that you sink into, it's like a hole that you sink into. And she's just going to activate both her glutes. And it's not for too long. You can do it for 3 to 5 seconds, and then that's it. Thank you, Ali. The other area where we activate the glute is right here where the head and neck join. Okay, that's part of your posterior line fascia, and it's the place we're all kind of familiar with when we get headaches. It's very often coming from this area. So you self-massage here as well. Okay, I'm just going to do it for her. Alright, there we go. Okay, and now, because it's very good to get our diaphragm going, opening up, I'd like you to bend your knees. Okay, and she's going to do 3 glute squeezes. At the same time, she's going to activate her psoas. So it's a very slow pelvic tilt with a deep glute squeeze. Okay, so you're going to breathe in, nice deep breath into your tummy. That's good. And breathe out. Belly button to spine and squeeze your bum. Breathe in and relax. Breathe out and squeeze. Sometimes you can really have a no proprioceptive feeling in the weaker side. If you cannot get your glute back online, just put your hand there. Let's pretend it's this one for Ali. You would just put your hand there to actually reconnect that weaker glute to the brain, and you can get it firing again just through touch as well. Is your right one feeling a bit weaker? Is it better now?
That feels good.
Nice.
I
Okay.
can actually feel it.
You can actually feel it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Perfect. Thank you, Ali. So just remember, it's important to breathe in and relax everything. When you breathe out, suck your belly button to spine and then squeeze your glutes. All right. It takes a bit of practice in the beginning, but it's well worth practicing. We're going to turn her over now and recheck. Okay, so we're going to get her to lift up this leg. There we go. And resist me pushing down. 1, 2, 3. Resist. Nice. Super strong. Let's try this one. And up. And resist. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that's it. That's easy. This is how you activate before you do any training. At least when you are now training, you're going to be training your glutes, your psoas, your iliacus, your ITB is not going to be overloaded. And anything you do from now will be from the right place. And remember, if you do have back pain and you do have niggling ITB issues, runner's knee, this I would recommend you do also every single day as a routine. And very soon your body will get out of the habit of always pulling its fascia tight in the same area.